Well, with the stretch that the Flyers have been on, heading into Tuesday night's game against the Buffalo Sabres, Flyers fans were salivating at the chance of getting a win against the Buffalo Sabres to finally kickstart this week for the Philadelphia Flyers. Well, it didn't really go in the way we thought it would, but we still got a W. So today we're going to talk about the Sabres and the Flyers in this game recap, and don't go anywhere, guys, because you do not want to miss this. Let's get this started. And that is right. Welcome, everyone. It is your boy, El Parcero Philly, the uniter of all things sports and culture here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia Flyers in a crazy, wacky game. I felt like, this was one of those games where you're sitting at the edge of your seat, right in front of the TV, just like wondering, are the Flyers really going to blow this game here against the Buffalo Sabres? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Flyers get the job done. A 5-4 win, but it would take not just overtime, but yes, ladies and gentlemen, a penalty shootout to get the job done. Now, look, I understand that you're facing off against a Buffalo Sabres team that is coming off 7 straight losses, and you want to get a win because of what the week we just went through as Flyers Nation. And on paper, you should beat this team down, but if you learn anything from the NHL, especially this season, anything can flat out happen. Before we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, and dive in fully into this game, please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell button for notifications, as well as sharing this video and his channel to help your favorite parcero grow here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Guys, so to start this game off, it was kind of similar to how we started the Capitals game, right? The Flyers start that first period off quick. You could clearly see the energy. They even wound up getting the first goal of the game, just like in the Capitals game on what was it, Sunday now? So many games that we have played, and this is now we are finally done the 6 games in 9 nights. That horror is finally over, but JVR gets on the board. That first line, we've been riding with this first line for like 3 weeks, it feels like, or ever since we got back from the COVID scare. But this first line of Farabee, Coots, and JVR, really, there's no slowing down this line right now. It's really been working well. And on that first goal, some great puck movement between Coots and Farabee. Farabee's able to find JVR, and JVR just rips it. And that gets you the 1-0 goal. And we're literally about 2 minutes into the first period, and you get this great start here, and it's like smooth sailing. Let's go. Let's get some more goals. Let's wrap this game up. Let's move on to Washington. Joke's on us, ladies and gentlemen, because the Buffalo Sabres said, no sir, no senor, we are here to play. And Sam Reinhart absolutely came to play. Look, they again were missing Jack Eichel. And really, without him, that top line is not the same. But Sam Reinhart definitely came to play. It was about 3 minutes later or 2 minutes later, Reinhart gets the puck in the Flyers zone, and literally there was so much space for him to just fire a shot up. He saw that crease right above Carter Hart's glove side, and he rips that bad boy, and it's now 1-1, and you're sitting there as a Flyers fan thinking, God, that was a terrible goal. Where the hell was the defense? But hey, we still got a lot of hockey left to play. And it just snowballed after that. 5 minutes after that, Riley Sheehan gets another goal as the Sabres offense just attacks Carter Hart and the goal. They get 2-1. And then we move forward now to 7 minutes later, and Sam Reinhart nails another one. He's literally just nestled right in front of the net, and Taylor Hall is able to find Reinhart, and he just whips that bad boy into the top left corner of the net. And then that was the first period. So in the matter of literally 12 minutes, the Flyers literally lost this game in the first period. It was just like the Washington game, but you're thinking like, Washington is Washington. You know what Washington is. This is Buffalo, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last place team in the East Division. And you allowed them to get up on you 3-1. Now, after that, Vigneault definitely, he went back into that locker room. And he set those guys straight. And more so, it's not, we know Vigneault's demeanor and his character. We know he's very aggressive. We know he's not scared to holler at someone. But sometimes, and Vigneault's very good at this, he knows what the mood is and he knows how to talk to his players in certain situations. In this situation, the fact of the matter is, there's still 2 more periods left to be played. Plenty of hockey to be played, and you are the better team flat out. However, Vigneault, the surprise that he did going into the second period, he would pull Carter Hart out of the game. Carter Hart got the start. He pulled Mr. Carter Hart out of the game, and Brian Elliott would get put into the game, and we'll get to it in a little bit, but man, this goalie situation is not feeling comfortable. It really is not feeling comfortable. All right, we get into the second period. Right off the bat, completely different Flyers team. Absolutely completely different Flyers team. They really showed up to play. The thing was, in the opening minutes of the first period, they looked good, but the second period, you saw the physicality. They started to get a little physical. One thing we did not mention was after the first goal for the Flyers, the JVR goal, right at the faceoff, it was Scott Lawton. And I forget the guy's name for the Sabre, but Curtis Lazar, he was on the face-off with Scott Lawton. It was a weird situation. The Flyers win the face-off, but then Lazar decides to, he sees Lawton's legs wide open, and he decides to just flip him over and then just drive him into the ice. And literally, the ref is 15, I shouldn't even say 15. He was 3 yards away, and he didn't even call anything. He literally acted like he didn't see exactly what happened. And the replay, the Jumbotron, everyone in the Wells Fargo Center could see exactly what happened. And this ref is just with this freaking blind cane there, with his little walker. What? Lawton literally just got flipped over, and no call was to be made. Well, Lawton, he got the wind knocked out of him when he went right to the locker room, and you were, as a Flyers fan, you were just scared there. Flat out, you were scared. However, in the second period, Lawton would come back in the middle of the second period, and he gave that energy for the Flyers as well, and he brought that aggressiveness for the Flyers. Really made a big difference. On the first goal for the Flyers, we were 2:58 into the period. Lawton with a nice move on the right side of the ice. He's able to just backhand pass it to Kevin Hayes, and he put that bad boy in the back of the net to cut the lead. Now you're now down 3-2. You're feeling a little bit better. It's okay, all right, we got a little game going on here. Lawton is instilling some energy into the Flyers. I love it. Give me some more. And then, kid you not, we're literally 4 minutes later, and Brandon Montour literally just flicks this little puck into the Flyer zone, and it just tips off of Ghost's stick, hits off of Moose's head, and then gets into the net. And we're back down 4-2, and it's oh man, Dios mío, can we catch a break? Can we absolutely catch a break? But you have to credit the Flyers because they did not give up whatsoever. The power play was much better in this game. A couple minutes later, I shouldn't say a couple minutes, more like 9 minutes later, right off the Flyers power play, they could not get the puck in, but literally seconds after the power play, Lutz comes back in, and Claude Giroux is able to get the puck into the back of the net, and you get this score. You cut the lead now down to 1, And that is the end of the second period. And as a Flyers fan, you're feeling much better because we've talked about it before here on my channel. How many times have the Flyers literally lost games in the second period? And in this second period, the Flyers got themselves back into this game. So you're feeling a lot better. But, you know, one other critical thing that we have criticized the Flyers on throughout this whole season is the inability of playing complete games, a complete 3 periods for the Flyers. So this third period was super, super crucial for the Philadelphia Flyers. Luckily, Vigneault's boys, they kept that energy going in that third period. They kept the aggression. You know, Vigneault in the presser, he alluded to playing a lot of north-south hockey, and that's exactly what they were doing, especially with that third line. Vigneault gave us Lindblom, Giroux, and Voracek on that third line. A lot of good skill players there, especially Lindblom. Right now, he's not the same Lindblom pre-cancer. You really can't expect much from him. But what I'm noticing from Lindblom, he is creating a lot for others this season, and that is really crucial. And Voracek, you already know. I mean, Voracek he's so frustrated. Like you piss him off, you really don't want to piss him off. But there was a bad no call on Voracek in the third period where there was an interference call. Voracek got absolutely decked, and then he a couple minutes later they call him on a tripping call. And he was just livid because they missed the interference call like a couple minutes before that, and then they call him on a bogus tripping call. Voracek was not happy after that. But so 6 minutes into the game, it's 4-3. You know, we still have plenty of time. Flyers get back on the power play, and our answers were prayer. Our prayers were answered, I should say. Sorry, it's a little late here, ladies and gentlemen. But on the power play, Coots has the puck. He's on his Joel Embiid stuff. He draws the double team. He's able to pass it back, bank it back to Ghost, who is wide open from the point, and Ghost one-times it, slap shot with a rocket, goes right to the net, and it ties up the game. It was a ridiculous goal near the blue line. It looked very vintage Ghost. This is the Ghost that we have all been clamoring for. We want this Ghost. That was an absolutely beautiful goal. That rocket gave us that tying goal that we absolutely needed. The rest of the third period, the Flyers who tried their best to fight it off. We were able to survive a late power play for the Buffalo Sabres, but that was it. We go into overtime. You guys already know the 3-on-3 play. The Flyers had some good opportunities midway through the overtime. You know, you did hear it a lot, especially in the stands. A lot of the Flyers fans were a little frustrated with the fact that the Buffalo Sabres, midway through the overtime, they were clearly trying to kill some time. They were also trying to, you know, tire out the line for the Philadelphia Flyers that was out there. It was a little frustrating, but you know, we got through the overtime. I felt in overtime, the Flyers were clearly the better team in there. They really had the momentum going into the shootout. And then we head into the shootout. Brian Elliott absolutely looks fantastic. He's able to block both of the shots by the Buffalo Sabres, which Buffalo put out Rasmus Dahlin and Casey Misseltat out there. And they both missed their shots. Sean Couturier on the first one, you already know. So Sean Couturier had a breakaway opportunity in overtime. He was coming down the left-hand side of the ice, and it didn't go in. He tried, and in the shootout, he tried to go through the right side. Again, the same wide approach to the goal, and he's able to find that little crease at the left side of the net, and he gets his goal. And surprise, after Sean Couturier, Vigneault went with Nolan Patrick in the shootout, and I absolutely loved it. You guys know me, I'm a Nolan Patrick fan, and I've been a little down on Nolan Patrick this season, but being able to see him to gain some confidence in a penalty shootout was spectacular because he went up to center ice, got that puck, went down to the goal, and he took that shot with absolute confidence and with gumption, and he put that bad boy right in the right-hand side of the goal. And that was it. The Flyers in the shootout would get the win, 2-0 in shootout. In the final score would be 5-4. Now look, let's take a breath. Flat out, when it comes to the Buffalo Sabres, I would rather take care of this win easily. Rather win it in regulation, you know, a nice 3-1, even a 2-1 victory. But here, you take this game a little longer than it is supposed to be. Now, granted, I know a lot of Flyers fans were expecting to roll over this team. This is a team that's on a 7-game losing streak. They are at the bottom of the East Division. But, guys, this was a team also that early in the season came into Philadelphia and beat us down 6-1. Now, I know they're missing Jack Eichel, but still, you're talking about a team that is desperate. When you're talking about a team that is desperate, they're going to do anything possible to get the win. So as the Flyers, you have to match that energy. And this is also a team that does play physical. And I felt like the Flyers beat them in that category. Even Scott Lawton I really want to highlight Lawtz because Lawtz had a fantastic game here for the Philadelphia Flyers. He had the assist. Where's the stat that I really wanted to tell you guys here? He had 3 shots on goal, which was huge, but he had 5 hits. That was the stat. He had 5 hits, which led the Flyers in total hits there as a team individually. Lawtz really brought the energy. Once, in the first period when he got upended like that, it came out of shock. No one really knew what happened until we saw the replay. Later on in the game, who was it? Kevin Hayes got into it with Laser as well. A couple of the Flyers players got into it with Laser as well. But, the Flyers aren't scared to get chippy away. They're not scared to push around, which is, you definitely love to see that. But Lawtz definitely brought some serious energy for the Flyers. The first line in the beginning of the game really was the line to start with. They did their part as the game went on, but truly they didn't have that same spark they had in the beginning. To me, the best line really was the Giroux. the Giroux, the Voracek, and the Lindblom line. I thought they had a lot of good opportunities on the night here. But someone else I really want to highlight would be Mr. Shane Gostisbehere. Ghost. Listen, if Ghost plays like this, and we have seen him play like this, we have ourselves a good defender here. If he plays with this confidence, I really like what I'm seeing. Because especially on the power play, like you saw what happened on that power play, when you have his ability to risk rocket shots in from the blue line, guys, that is definitely key here for the Philadelphia Flyers. It's crazy. Ghost plays like this, we're definitely going to need that for sure. When it comes to the goalie situation, look, Carter Hart is in a bad place right now. Even when you watch him play, teams are really starting to see that there is a young goalie in net right now who is not playing with confidence. It is evident. It is clear as day. Reinhart, not just Reinhart, but a couple of the other Buffalo Sabres players, they were really attacking that glove side. And it's evident. On the first goal, glove side, Carter couldn't make that save. So for Carter, you see him in the press conference, he's got his head down. You see, his demeanor's different. He doesn't have that confidence. I don't know what you do. I really don't know what you do, because this was the worst placed team in the East Division. And Carter Hart lost it against this team. In the first period, he pulled him out. After the first period, Vigneault said we had enough. So I don't know what you do right now to get Carter Hart out of this slide right now. But the fact of the matter is, we went into the season with thinking that Brian Elliott was, it was great. You have our backup goalie, a veteran guy, helps our main guy. But Brian Elliott is now our goalie. When did we get to this point? Brian Elliott is now our goalie. Now we need to rely on Brian Elliott to win us games here. I'm a little worried. I'm definitely a little worried. I think in the for the future, going past the season, I think Carter Hart's gonna be fine. But I want Carter Hart to be our goalie. I want Carter Hart to be our goalie, and it's because we know what it's been like as Flyers, what it's been like with Flyers and goaltenders over the last 40 years. We know what it's been like. So when we have a young guy who is ours, like Carter Hart, I want him to succeed. I want him to be our goalie. We'll see what happens. We'll trust Vigneault, but if you're Vigneault right now, the Flyers are still in 5th place in the East. You need to win. You need points. Now, Boston did lose against the Islanders, and Washington beat the Devils. So some things did happen. You know, right now it's looking like between us, Boston, and Washington for those last two spots. I do think that the Islanders and the Penguins are going to lock up the top two. The Penguins still have to play Buffalo and New Jersey a whole bunch of times. They've yet to play those teams. So that's definitely troublesome. And obviously now, great win here. You know, it's a win. It's flat out, it's a win. And it's something that the Flyers can definitely build on. Because now we're back at home. We'll be back on Thursday, 6 o'clock, puck drop. We'll be facing off against the Washington Capitals again. So the Capitals are going to come back up here to Philadelphia. And we got to play physical like this. We got to play full 3 periods. We got to make Brian Elliott's job easy. Like, look, Brian Elliott came into the second period, and you saw the Montour goal. You know, it was a Shane. The Montour shoots a puck and it tips off of Shane's stick, and you know, we got to clean up those little things like that. You got to play hard. You got to play a full 3 periods of hockey, and we should be able to get the win. We should be able to sweep this week. We can. We absolutely can. But we have to play Flyer hockey. Be more disciplined on the defense. Crash the net. Play fast. Play physical. Punch someone in the mouth. And we should be able to get these wins. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much if you have watched up to this point. But please do not forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell button for notifications. As well as sharing this video and this channel. Help your favorite parcero grow here in the beautiful city of Philadelphia. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I go by the name of Ed Parcero Philly, and I'm telling you guys, let's go Flyers. Talk to you soon.